Good morning, welcome back. I'm Angelica Golandano, in case this is your first video with me. I am an artist and a storyteller, but most importantly to me right now, in this phase of my life, is generally employing the skills I learned in therapy through art and really finding my voice, cultivating my relationships, and processing emotions so that I can nurture the relationships in my life, be it that with my mother or with my best friend. Yeah. As you can see in the shot, I have lots of sketchbooks to go through. I'm going to do some sketchbook tours in the upcoming weeks. Over the summer, I first started with a whole cleaning and a reset of the studio in between the spring semester and in the summertime. I was still grieving over the loss of my little Bruce, my dog, who died in January, so I will show him in B-roll and include him in videos. I found some old footage of him on these cameras so I can so you can see what a beautiful soul he was. And continues to be. He is with me in the studio all the time. You see him in the background in paintings or in the sketchbooks that I will be touring. I love him. He was one of my favorite subjects to paint and to draw and to learn from. He had a very distinct personality, so I would love to capture his expression. If I could tell his story without words, then I can tell my story without words as well. I also completed this sketchbook. I started this in last October. Yeah, I first originally started this as an illustration holder. I wanted to do complete works in here, prompted by Spooktober themed prompts. But it took me on a wild adventure because I would do my mind mapping and my visual mind mapping here during my meditation sessions, and I finally finished it this summer. Oh, I made 2 paintings. I completed 2 paintings in the summertime, and they both let me process my grief and process some heavy emotions with interpersonal conflict and just general depression and anxiety symptoms that I felt. I tried to take advantage of the mornings, every morning, even if it was really hot, to come out here and play into my studio and play on the gel plate, so I can process my emotions, so I can keep away the darkness and or transmute my ugly emotions into art, which is probably more therapeutic than avoiding the darkness, right? So on the gel plate, I was making these papers. I made a lot of gel prints every morning. I may or may not have recorded them. I'm planning on making a book. Well, I realized that I've been writing for since the beginning, writing poetry since the beginning. But I've really gotten into a groove of processing my emotions through poetry and art and just general color play, making messes with paint. Ever since I started this journal. This is a 365 art journal through Art Mythos with Robin McClendon, and I loved it, but making those pages every morning, even though it was just intuitive collage or intuitive painting, I was inspired to write. So I captured all those little truths revealed, or those affirmations or those poems, into one location so that I can then write them into that book, all nice and pretty. I also made a bunch of monoprints. These are only a few examples. Some of these are going to be backgrounds for, they're going to be mounted on wooden panels, and they're going to be backgrounds for for further developing. And some are going to be just the mono print. Like, that's it. I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to make it pretty and varnish it and mount it, and that'll be the actual presentation. And of course, every gel plate session produces lots and lots of collage papers, because every failure is an opportunity for another project. And I try to weave my meditation sessions, and I capture the energy that I have in that moment, whether it's an ugly emotion turned into pretty colors, or accidents that just spark joy and inspiration in me. I try to collect all of that and try to incorporate it into all of my works. All of that is commitment to health and fitness for myself. Get my body moving. I can't do a lot because I have injuries from when I was in the Army. I can do some, and I try to take advantage of the things that I can do, that my body says I can do, and my body says, hey, I want to do this. So I listen to my body, and that's how I get my intuitive movements. I also started my YouTube channel, like, officially. I've been kicking around ideas and recording some here, recording some there. I will show you some footage of my old studio when I had it in the living room. I started on a coffee table, and then I moved onto a desk, and then I took over the entire living room, and then I decided I need to give that space back to my mom. So I had this shed built, and my mom put in all the drywall and all the wooden slats and the trim around the windows and everything, and she did such a great job. I love this space. I feel safe, and I feel ready to take on the day every time I come in here. And now I'm in the middle of doing the sketchbook tours, and I'm really reviewing my progress and my development as an artist. I'm starting a whole new painting, really large, on this wooden panel that you may see. I think you see it in this shot. Me and my mom wrote on it, and I want to do some pyrography, so I'm going to do that soon. I'm starting again, fall semester, so I wanted my studio to be nice and ready. I have lots of panels here, wood panels, birch wood panels, that I'm going to hopefully use for painting. If the professor says that I need to meet other requirements, then I have plenty of canvases up in the loft that are ready to be used as well. In order to reset, I always do cleaning. I built a shelf under the island so that I can have my paintings readily available for me, and I don't have like a mess underneath my island. I think art journals are really, really important and really, really powerful to process emotions, to process ideas, and to develop things, and to, just be inspired. If you work intuitively, if you just start making art, the inspiration will find you, the ideas will find you, the motivation will find you. Look at all I've done. All right, so I don't even know where to stand. Okay, maybe you can see me. All right, a lot of these are mostly finished. Some of these are finished. A lot of these are works in progress. A lot of these are from school. Yeah, I got a lot. And here's my very first one. Sketchbook 1. Started this in 2020.